The Mediterranean sprawls beneath a bruised sky, steel-gray waters churning with the weight of history and consequence. It is February 2nd, 2026. What unfolds over the next 72 hours will reshape the balance of power in the region and demonstrate the overwhelming technological and tactical superiority of the United States Navy's most advanced destroyer platform. The stage is set. The players are in position. The curtain rises on a demonstration of naval dominance so complete, so undeniable, that it will echo through military academies and strategic think tanks for decades to come. The USS Michael Mansour, a Zumwalt-class destroyer of revolutionary design, cuts through the eastern Mediterranean with predatory grace. At 560 feet in length and 15,000 tons of displacement, she represents the zenith of American naval engineering. Her angular hull, composed of composite materials and radar-absorbing surfaces, presents a radar signature smaller than a fishing vessel. Despite her massive physical presence, she moves silently, her integrated power system producing minimal acoustic signature, rendering her nearly invisible to passive sonar arrays. The ship's integrated warfare system processes millions of data points simultaneously, feeding real-time tactical information to every department, every weapons system, every decision-maker aboard. This is not merely a warship. This is an intelligent predator, networked with satellites, drone intelligence, and real-time feeds from across the global strategic architecture. The Mansour represents American technological dominance distilled into steel and silicon. 230 nautical miles to the east, another Zumwalt-class destroyer, the USS Lena Sutcliffe Higbee, maintains her own patrol vector. Named after the first woman to receive the Navy Cross, she embodies the tradition of American naval excellence while pushing relentlessly into the future. Her advanced gun system can deliver precision munitions at ranges exceeding 100 miles. Her radar suite can simultaneously track and engage multiple targets across a hemisphere. Her defensive systems are layered, redundant, and lethal. The Higbee represents $12 billion of national investment, but more importantly, she represents something far more intangible: the unmistakable technological edge that comes from decades of research, development, and refinement. Farther east still, near the contested water off the Iranian coast, tensions have been building like pressure behind a dam. Naval assets from the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy have been conducting increasingly aggressive exercises. Fast attack craft, equipped with anti-ship cruise missiles, have been conducting provocative maneuvers designed to challenge American freedom of navigation. Surveillance vessels have been positioned strategically to monitor American movements. Coastal defense batteries have been placed on alert. The regional threat posture has escalated dramatically over the preceding weeks, and the calculus of power has become increasingly unstable. What intelligence agencies refer to obliquely as the potential for unintended escalation hangs over the region like a sword suspended by a thread. The commander of the Fifth Fleet, monitoring the situation from his operations center in Bahrain, observes the developing tactical picture with the calm focus of a grandmaster studying a chessboard. The intelligence is clear. Iranian naval forces are consolidating around a primary operating base, a coastal facility that serves as the nerve center for their regional maritime operations. The base houses command and control facilities, maintenance shops, ammunition storage, and berths for their most capable surface combatants. This facility represents the crown jewel of Iranian naval power in the Persian Gulf and Gulf of Oman. It is also, according to the precise calculations of American war planners, a legitimate military target that can be neutralized without civilian casualties or excessive collateral damage. The order is given. It flows through the chain of command with the decisiveness of an executioner's blade. The USS Michael Mansour receives her tasking at 0330 hours local time. The targeting coordinates are uploaded into her integrated combat system. The destroyer's commanding officer reviews the tactical scenario, confirms the rules of engagement, and initiates the firing sequence. At precisely 0347 hours, the first advanced gun system round departs the Mansour's turret at a muzzle velocity of 2,500 feet per second. The recoil is managed through the ship's advanced suspension system, causing barely a tremor on deck. The round streaks eastward, its trajectory controlled by GPS guidance, riding on a hypersonic of physics and engineering excellence. 137 miles away, the first round impacts the coastal defense battery positioned on the Iranian shore. The explosion is violent and complete. The battery ceases to exist as a functional weapons system. Ammunition stored nearby detonates in a secondary explosion of tremendous. Electrical systems designed to coordinate regional air defense are severed. Command and control links are destroyed. The first blood has been drawn, and it demonstrates immediately and unambiguously the reach and precision of American naval power. 17 minutes later, the second advanced gun system round launches from the Mansour. This round follows a different trajectory, aimed at a different target. The radar installation positioned on a hillside overlooking the the Iranian naval base. The installation, designed to detect air threats and coordinate defensive operations, suddenly ceases to function as the guided projectile finds its mark with absolute precision. The electromagnetic pulse from the explosion cascades through integrated circuits and signal processors, rendering the entire system inoperable. Iranian commanders lose their ability to detect inbound threats from the sea. They lose their ability to coordinate defensive operations across multiple platforms. They lose, in essence, their eyes and the central nervous system that coordinates their response. The USS Lena Sutcliffe Higbee, operating at considerable distance from the primary theater, moves into position for her own contribution to the unfolding operation. Her advanced gun system chambers around targets one of the coastal missile batteries positioned 32 miles to the north of the primary naval base. The targeting is confirmed through multiple redundant systems. At 0404 hours, the Higbee's gun system fires. The round travels across the night sky, guided by satellite navigation and internal inertial systems. It impacts the ammunition storage facility with devastating precision. The secondary explosions are so violent that they illuminate the night sky for miles in every direction, casting an orange glow across the water that resembles a perverse sunrise. By this point, Iranian Naval Command has realized that they are under attack. The realization brings with it a cascade of complications, contingencies, and desperate attempts to respond. Their radars are either destroyed or blinded by electronic warfare measures deployed by American assets. Their communication systems, jamming from American electronic warfare platforms, become increasingly unreliable. Their fast attack craft begin to sortie from their bases, attempting to locate and engage the American destroyers, but they are raiding blind, attempting to strike at enemies they cannot see, cannot locate, and cannot reach. The tactical picture, visible with perfect clarity to the American commanders through their integrated sensor networks and real-time data fusion, shows the Iranian response developing with perfect predictability. Fast attack craft, numbering approximately 12, are leaving their coastal bases and beginning to navigate toward the anticipated American positions. Anti-ship cruise missiles are being prepared for launch. Submarines, ancient diesel-electric platforms operated by the Iranian Navy, are attempting to maneuver into launch positions. The Iranian response, viewed from the American perspective, is almost touching in its desperation, like watching a chess player at a severe material disadvantage attempt to construct an attack that has already been anticipated and countered. At 0447 hours, the USS Michael Mansour detects the electromagnetic signature of an Iranian air search radar, a system designed to provide early warning of aircraft threats. The radar is broadcasting, attempting to locate American assets. The Mansour's electronic warfare suite analyzes the signal, determines its precise location, and transmits that information to the ship's combat system. The advanced gun system shifts its bearing by 17 degrees and fires another round. The radar installation, positioned on a promontory overlooking the coastal plain, is obliterated. Secondary explosions destroy the adjacent command post where senior Iranian naval officers have gathered to coordinate the response. The facility becomes a tomb of twisted metal and incinerated instruments. The Iranian fast attack craft, now numbering approximately 15 as additional units have sortied from secondary bases, begin launching their anti-ship cruise missiles at the coordinates where they believe the American destroyers are positioned. These missiles, guided by inertial navigation systems and equipped with active radar seekers, streak across the night sky at supersonic speeds. They represent a genuine threat, the kind of weapon system that has sunk ships throughout history, the kind of weapon that commands respect and demands response. The American destroyers detect the launches immediately through their phased array radar systems. The tactical picture updates in real time. The threat assessment algorithms calculate probability of intercept, probability of hit, and probability of fatality. The calculations are completed in microseconds. The Phalanx close-in weapon system aboard the USS Michael Mansour comes to life. This system, a wonder of American technological achievement, is capable of firing 20 rounds per second from its multi-barrel rotary cannon. It operates with complete autonomy, scanning the sky, identifying threats, calculating firing solutions, and engaging targets without requiring human intervention. The system's radar tracker locks onto the first inbound missile and begins firing. The rounds, traveling at enormous velocity, create a wall of steel and explosive force that the incoming missile must penetrate. The mathematics of the engagement are brutally simple. The incoming missile cannot evade, cannot turn, cannot escape. The engagement occurs in the final seconds before impact, the system functioning as an automated guardian of the last resort. The first Iranian missile explodes in a shower of fragments approximately 2 miles from the American destroyer, its warhead detonating harmlessly in empty air. The second missile follows the same trajectory, intercepted by the same automated systems, destroyed with the same inevitable certainty. The USS Lena Sutcliffe Higbee encounters a similar threat from missiles launched by Iranian fast attack craft to her south. Her own phalanx system engages, its barrels rotating at tremendous speed, its shells describing perfect parabolic arcs through the night air. The first incoming missile is engaged at 5 miles and destroyed. The second is engaged at 3 miles and rendered harmless. The third, coming from a different bearing, is handed off to the ship's RAM missile system, a specialized short-range air defense weapon designed specifically for this scenario. RAM system launches, and the engagement is resolved in a burst of violent attenuation. By 0445 hours, the Iranian fast attack craft have expended their anti-ship missile inventory without achieving a single hit. The American destroyers, operating in perfect coordination and employing integrated air defense systems, have achieved 100% intercept rate against the incoming threats. The fast attack craft, now defenseless and exposed, begin reversing course toward their coastal bases. But they are in range now. They are in the envelope of American power. The destroyers' gun systems shift targeting solutions and begin engaging the fast attack craft at extended ranges. The advanced gun system aboard the USS Michael Mansour fires at a target bearing 210 degrees at a range of 47 nautical miles. The round, guided by GPS and internal navigation systems, follows a ballistic trajectory across the night sky. 78 seconds later, it impacts the lead fast attack craft with terminal velocity. The explosion is catastrophic. The small vessel, barely 200 feet in length, is obliterated. The structure disintegrates. The crew is annihilated. The vessel ceases to exist except as fragments scattered across the surface of the water, sinking into the darkness of the Gulf of Oman. The USS Lena Sutcliffe Higbee engages another fast attack craft, her targeting solution calculated through her advanced fire control system. The gun fires, the round streaks across the water, and impacts the target with precision that approaches the level of the miraculous from the perspective of traditional naval warfare. The fast attack craft is struck amidships. The explosion tears the vessel in half. The two sections, separated by a widening gap of turbulent water, sink rapidly. The crew that had moments before launched anti-ship missiles in an attempt to destroy American warships is now struggling in the water, fighting against the cold and the realization that their mission has failed absolutely. By 0512 hours, additional fast attack craft are being engaged. The Mansour targets a vessel attempting to launch another salvo of missiles. The advanced gun system fires. The round travels across 70 kilometers of water, and the target is destroyed. Subsequent rounds are fired at other fast attack craft attempting to maneuver into launch positions. Each round finds its mark. Each target is destroyed or crippled beyond operational capability. The mathematics of the engagement are overwhelmingly one-sided. The Iranian fast attack craft, designed for coastal operations, equipped with excellent defensive capabilities against conventional naval threats, are completely outmatched by American destroyers that can engage them from ranges they cannot even reach. At 0530 hours, the USS Mansour launches a naval strike missile at the primary Iranian naval operating base. The missile, equipped with advanced guidance systems and a warhead capable of penetrating hardened structures, streaks toward the target at speeds exceeding 600 knots. Ground-based air defense systems attempt to engage the missile but are either destroyed or blinded by electronic warfare measures. The missile impact is televised across the global military intelligence networks as the facility's command center is struck directly. The structure collapses. The senior Iranian naval commanders, gathered to coordinate further operations, are killed instantly. The central nervous system of Iranian naval operations in the region is severed. Secondary missiles are launched at ammunition storage facilities, fuel depots, and maintenance hangars. Each missile finds its target with lethal precision. Explosions cascade across the base. Fires begin burning. The entire facility transforms into a smoldering ruin. Decades of naval infrastructure, carefully built and strategically positioned, are reduced to rubble in the span of minutes. The economic cost is measured in hundreds of millions of dollars. The strategic cost is immeasurable. The U.S. Lena Sutcliffe Higbee, coordinating with her sister ship, launches her own naval strike missiles at secondary targets. The missiles are launched in patterns calculated to saturate Iranian air defense systems. Some missiles are engaged and destroyed by desperate defensive efforts, but the majority of the salvo reaches its intended targets. Coastal missile batteries are obliterated. Radar installations are destroyed. Communication facilities are rendered inoperative. The Iranian capability to project naval power in the region is being systematically dismantled. At 0548 hours, an Iranian diesel-electric submarine attempts to maneuver into a firing position against the USS Michael Mansour. The submarine, an older platform operating on batteries and using passive navigation systems, represents a threat that must be addressed. The Mansour's sonar system detects the submarine's presence through a combination of passive listening arrays and active sonar pings. The tactical solution is calculated calculated instantly. An anti-submarine missile is launched from the ship's vertical launch system. The missile follows a pre-planned trajectory, arriving at the calculated position of the submarine and deploying an acoustic homing torpedo. The torpedo acquires the submarine target and begins its own autonomous pursuit. The submarine, attempting to evade, maneuver desperately. The evasion is futile. The torpedo detonates beneath the submarine's hull. The massive explosion ruptures the pressure hull. The submarine is destroyed, her crew killed instantly as the structure implodes under the tremendous pressure of the ocean depths. By 0600 hours, the operation enters its final phase. The two Zumwalt-class destroyers, having systematically destroyed Iranian naval capabilities across a 500 square nautical mile area of operations, begin consolidating their positions and preparing for potential secondary strikes. The tactical picture demonstrates complete American dominance. Iranian fast attack craft have been destroyed or are retreating toward their bases in apparent disarray. The primary naval operating base is in ruins. Air defense capabilities have been systematically eliminated. Radar coverage has been degraded to the point of insignificance. The Iranian submarine force has lost one vessel, and the remainder have apparently retreated to the safety of their coastal bases. Intelligence feeds indicate that Iranian military command is in a state of complete disorganization. Senior naval officers have been killed. Communication systems are degraded. The chain of command appears fractured. Attempts to coordinate a response to the American operation appear to have failed. The Iranian military, while possessing significant numerical advantage in terms of vessel count and personnel deployed, has been entirely outmatched by a technological superiority and operational effectiveness. At 0630 hours, the USS Michael Mansour receives new targeting coordinates. An Iranian frigate, attempting to escape toward the protection of Iranian territorial waters, has been detected by satellite surveillance. The frigate, approximately 300 feet in length and displacing approximately 3,000 tons, represents a more significant naval asset than the fast attack craft engaged earlier. It is, however, equally vulnerable to American weapons systems operated at extended range. The advanced gun system fires. The round travels 120 kilometers across the water and strikes the frigate's superstructure. The impact is catastrophic. The vessel's command center is destroyed. Fire begins spreading through the superstructure. The vessel is rendered combat ineffective and begins listing heavily to starboard. Secondary systems fail. The frigate, a symbol of Iranian naval power, is transformed into a crippled, burning wreck. The USS Lena Sutcliffe Higbee engages another Iranian frigate attempting to sortie from a secondary base. The solution is calculated through the integrated combat system. The advanced gun system fires. The round streaks across the distance and impacts the target with devastating precision. The frigate is struck amidships, her structure compromised, her propulsion systems damaged. She begins taking on water. She begins sinking. The vessel's crew abandons ship, streaming into lifeboats and life rafts as their ship surrenders to the ocean. Another Iranian naval asset is removed from the operational equation. By 0730 hours, the entire Iranian naval response has been comprehensively defeated. The tactical picture, viewed from the American Operations Center, shows a region swept clean of meaningful Iranian naval capability. Fast attack craft have been destroyed in groups. Frigates have been sunk. The coastal bases have been devastated. The air defense network has been eliminated. The submarine force has lost units and has apparently retreated to safe havens. The command and control infrastructure has been devastated. The Iranian capability to project power, or even defend their own coastline, has been reduced to a fraction of its previous level. The two Zumwalt-class destroyers maintain their patrol positions, their sensors continuing to scan the horizon for additional threats, their weapon systems remaining at full readiness. There are no additional threats. The region has fallen silent except for the automated broadcasts of naval emergency frequencies and the mournful sounds of burning wreckage sinking into the dark water. The dominance is complete. The demonstration is finished. The message has been delivered with perfect clarity to every military strategist, every defense minister, and every decision-maker in the region. American naval power is absolute. American technological superiority is unquestionable. The balance of power, when challenged, tips decisively in favor of the United States. At 080 hours, damage assessment teams begin surveying the extent of the destruction. The Iranian naval operating base is confirmed as completely non-functional. The facility will require months to rebuild and will never be fully restored to its previous operational status. Dozens of Iranian naval vessels have been destroyed or crippled. Hundreds of Iranian naval personnel have been killed. The economic cost of the operation to the Iranian military budget is staggering. Strategic cost is even more significant. The Iranian capability to threaten American interests or American vessels in the region has been reduced to virtually nothing. The two Zumwalt-class destroyers, having accomplished their mission with surgical precision and overwhelming effectiveness, begin the process of of consolidating their positions and preparing for the anticipated diplomatic fallout. The operation, while devastating to Iranian capabilities, has been conducted with restraint. Civilian targets have been avoided. Collateral damage has been minimized. The destruction has been focused exclusively on military facilities and military vessels that posed a direct threat to American forces. The operation represents not reckless warfare, but rather the precise application of military power in defense of vital national interests. Intelligence reports indicate that Iranian military command is in shock. The scale of their losses has apparently exceeded their worst-case scenario planning. The technological gap between Iranian and American naval capabilities, always understood to be substantial, has been starkly demonstrated in the most concrete possible terms. Fast attack craft equipped with advanced anti-ship missiles have been rendered completely ineffective. Vessels that were supposed to be capable of challenging American operations have been sunk without delivering a single damaging blow. The entire operational concept that Iranian military planners had constructed for regional naval operations has been demonstrated to be catastrophically inadequate. By 0900 hours, international intelligence organizations are beginning to process the implications of what has transpired. Military strategists worldwide are reassessing the military balance in the region. The clear and unmistakable demonstration of American technological superiority is reshaping assumptions about what military operations are possible and what military advantages are permanent or temporary. The Zumwalt-class destroyers have earned their reputation as the most advanced surface combatants in the world. Their capabilities have been proven in actual combat operations. The debate about whether advanced American naval platforms represent genuine military advantage has been conclusive. The USS Michael Mansour and the USS Lena Sutcliffe Higbee maintain their patrol patterns, their crews alert and ready for any indication of renewed Iranian military action. None comes. The Iranian military, having been demonstratively defeated, appears to have ceased offensive operations. The naval situation has stabilized. The strategic balance has been fundamentally altered. The message sent by American destroyers will echo through military academies, strategic planning sessions, and defense ministry meetings for years to come. The demonstration of dominance has been complete, absolute, and utterly convincing. The operation concludes not with dramatic celebration, but the quiet professionalism of American naval personnel performing their duties with competence and precision. The destroyers return to their patrol patterns. The maintenance crews begin the process of replenishing ammunition and supplies. The operations centers continue monitoring the tactical situation for any indication of renewed threats. The day continues. The strategic balance has shifted. American naval power has been validated in the most dramatic possible manner. The Iranian challenge to American interests has been comprehensively defeated. The waters of the Persian Gulf and the Gulf of Oman are now secure under the watchful eye of American naval superiority, a supremacy demonstrated with absolute clarity through the overwhelming operationalness of the most advanced destroyers ever constructed. The curtain falls on a demonstration of military power so complete, so decisive, and so thoroughly convincing that it will shape strategic calculations across the region for years to come. The USS Michael Mansour and the USS Lena Sutcliffe Higbee have written their names into the annals of naval history, not through dramatic confrontations with matched opponents, through the systematic demonstration of absolute technological and operational superiority. They are the predators. The waters are their domain. American naval dominance is no longer theoretical. It is demonstrated, verified, and absolute.